What's up? What's up? Hello and welcome to A for Arsenal. Not A for Ange. A for Ange नहीं है वो A for Alok है and Alok is for Ange यार. But कैसे हो मेरे भाई लोगो बहन लोगो every kind of people who are here. Spurs fans, Arsenal fans and Premier League fans in general. Yashpal, Himanshu, Saksham. Uh, एलियन बोल दिया बाप रे मोहित कान्य ट्रम्प टेट तन्मय अयान रनिसो ऑल ऑफ यू मैन थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग लेट नाइट है मुझे पता है बट इट्स द वीकेंड यार आलोक हाउ वाज योर वीक फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हाउ वाज योर वीक
यार बहुत ही हेक्टिक. Currently, I'm on my notice period at my current company.
नाइस
But it doesn't feel like a notice period because बहुत ही ज़्यादा काम अचानक से आ गया है. So this week was really bad. Like I just reached home like 10 minutes back, finished my dinner. I know that you also reached home. अभी just like
जस्ट 10 मिनट्स में
just like
बात हो
10
रहा था
minutes back. Yes,
या
correct. So, but yeah, it all felt really nice because I was just looking forward to the weekend. Finally, the day is here. And I think it must be happening with you also that whenever the fixture list comes out, the first fixture that at least I always check is when Tottenham's playing Arsenal in the season.
या या
I'm pretty sure that's something that you also look forward to.
Yeah,
So
man. I think there are like a few fixtures जो मैं हमेशा देखता हूँ. First is when are we playing Tottenham? Of course, it's usually
yeah,
on September and October के बीच में होता है. And हमेशा usually Emirates पे ही होती है first हमारी मुलाकात
yes,
season
yes,
की. And the second is of course when am I playing Manchester United because ये दो teams हैं जो मेरे हमेशा ना दिमाग में रहती हैं. Rent free, as many people would say. बट वी आर हियर टू डिस्कस द नॉर्थ लंडन डार्बी ऑफ कोर्स बाकी प्रीमियर लीग फिक्सचर्स के तो आपने बहुत सारे बिल्डअप्स एंड शिल्डअप्स देख लिए होंगे प्रिडिक्शंस देख ली होंगी बट टुडे विल फोकस आई वुड से 99% ऑन द नॉर्थ लंडन डार्बी but before we talk about this North London derby, Alok, let me ask you this. What is your
yes.
favorite North London derby?
The first one that I ever saw, man, it was the League Cup semi-final that we won 5-2 against you after going 2-0 down.
Hmm.
And there have been a lot, many like 5-2s between Arsenal and
Hmm.
Tottenham, right? That season itself, I think there were like 2 5-2s.
Hmm.
But that one I can't forget ever.
Hmm.
And there's one under Poch that was the first time after like a few years we
Hmm.
won that against you at the lane, at the old lane,
Hmm.
with Harry Kane scoring that header. Koscielny के ऊपर जाके वो गोल जो हेडर किया था,
Hmm.
like that goal I remember. Nabil Bentaleb ने वो क्रॉस डाला था और
Nabil
हैरी केन.
Bentaleb, what a
Yes.
throwback.
Yeah. And that was Poch's first season, right? So it
Yeah.
felt like come of age for Tottenham.
Hmm.
That season we had beaten Chelsea at Lane. We had
Hmm.
won 5-3 जहाँ पे केन ने 2 गोल मारे थे
Hmm.
और फिर आर्सेनल को हराया 2-1 से आई थिंक.
Hmm.
तो it felt like this team is on to something,
On to
and very
something.
similar vibe I'm currently getting from Ange and the team.
Hmm.
So just looking forward to
Something
that.
special is happening.
Yes. You
हाँ
tell me,
यार.
man. You tell
हाँ.
me your favorite NLD.
My favorite NLD is something which is fairly recent. Of course, there's a lot to choose from for me. होम पे तो हम
Yes.
बहुत जीते हैं पहले भी बहुत जीते थे बट माई फेवरेट इज दिस वन जो हम 4-2 जीते थे आप लोगों के अगेंस्ट वेयर
Yes.
Dyer scored first and then he
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and then भाई ओबामयांग के 2 गोल एक पेनल्टी से एक लॉन्ग रेंजर एक लाकाजेट गोल एंड एंड में टोरेरा ने करा था भाई आई थिंक
Yeah.
that is absolutely like one of my favorite North London derbies. And I would say a very close second, although not spectacular in terms of scoreline या फिर performance, but finally beating Spurs last season away from home, bhai. Like
Yeah.
we always say, North London derby, home team जीती है. But getting over that juju, yeah, where
Yeah.
you beat your local rivals away from home. So yeah, I think that was also something very
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
when we हमने कर लिया था.
And that for Tottenham happened in the last 10 years only twice. One
Hmm.
was, of course, I think it was Carabao Cup,
Hmm.
that we won 2-0 against you with Dele Alli scoring that beautiful chip.
But Dele Alli
Uh,
to still gives me
right.
nightmares sometimes.
But I remember the one that we won in the league the last time. I think it was 2010-11
Hmm.
season. जब वैंडरवार्ट ने पेनल्टी मार के अगेन
I
राइट.
remember.
So like, I mean, this game itself,
Yeah.
like among the fans, but forget about the fans also, because there
Mm,
is so much of history involved between these two clubs.
mm,
114, 115, or I think started from 100 and like 1912. तो
mm,
111 साल का ये जो हिस्ट्री है हमारे
mm.
दोनों में, तो फैंस तो ऑफ कोर्स बहुत ज्यादा फील करते हैं इसके बारे में. बट आई
And
फील कि
there's
जो
a lot of
प्लेयर्स फील है.
there's a lot of baggage as well. You know,
या.
us coming from South London, making the move to North
यस.
London.
या.
When the new league was formed, uh, us being chosen, yeah, for us lobbying everyone to get chosen
करेक्ट.
and pushing Tottenham down. There is a lot
करेक्ट.
of bad blood here. There's a reason you don't call
यस.
us North London Arsenal. You say it's Woolwich because we are
यस.
actually from Woolwich. We are Woolwich
यस.
Gunners actually.
यस.
So there
यस.
is a bad blood, yeah. We have actually we decided to move to North London and then हमने take over किया and हमें काफी support मिला from other clubs, from the government. So yeah, in a way we are also the regime club, yeah. And
या.
Tottenham have always been the underdog in that sense कि
राइट.
against the big boys and everything. So yeah, there is I genuinely think it is the biggest rivalry in England. I think so. For me,
डेफिनेटली.
it is the biggest rivalry. Yes, there are sporting rivals, United, Liverpool, बड़ी sporting rivalry है.
या.
Fine, Chelsea, Spurs, Manchester Derby,
या.
Merseyside Derby. Sure, there is hate and everything, context to everything, but I think the North London Derby is the most intense, the most
या.
brutal, and I think it's the biggest derby in London, bhai.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And man, uh, especially in the UK, right?
Hmm.
Having like Tottenham fans having an Arsenal friend is always like it's frowned upon so much. How can you like mingle with Arsenal fans, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, it's the other way around also, right?
Hmm.
We have seen troops saying that my wife is a Tottenham fan and I can't wait to go back to her and to tell her that your team is shit. It's just ingrained in the fans' life so much. Like you rightly
Hmm.
said, Arsenal, South London से North London आया. You had the influence. You had your chairman back then and
Hmm.
everybody involved back then were involved with the government. They had the
Hmm.
money. Everything just eventually went in the favor of Arsenal. और मैंने
Hmm.
जो एक वीडियो किया था जहाँ पे मैं टॉटनहम की इनिशियल
History
ईयर्स
के
की
बारे
हिस्ट्री
में.
बताया था, उसमें मैंने ये कहा था कि like there is very so much similar to Inter Milan, AC Milan,
Hmm.
right? Where one is like a rich man's club, the other is a working class club.
Hmm. Hmm.
Arsenal also had like a lot of Jewish fans in
Yeah.
the early years,
Yeah.
but Tottenham became that
Hub
Jewish
for
club
Jewish people का हाँ.
because the majority of the Jews back then there in London were working class Jews, and they
Hmm.
started coming to Tottenham instead of
Hmm.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
And of course, if you saw that video, there was one very interesting fact that in 1977, the government, like the Greater London Council, which is GLC, they proposed कि वेम्बली को हम discredit कर दे, बंद कर दे वेम्बली को,
Hmm.
and there should be one English national stadium to be built
Stadium.
in North London,
Hmm.
and Tottenham and Arsenal were going to share that stadium as a home stadium. And I will send it to you the newspaper clips that I found from when I was making that video. It actually says Arsenal Hotspurs. Like the
Oh
newspaper headline was
no.
Arsenal Hotspurs.
Oh no.
Uh, Tottenham and basically Arsenal board members are sitting in a one like big dais and
Hmm.
they are like discussing with each other. It was all actually put on vote for people, and then people actually voted that idea out. But
Hmm.
अगर ये होता तो just imagine
Yeah.
the kind of fights that would have broken out in that stadium. But जैसे इंटर एसी मिलान का डर्बी जो है वो इतना आइकॉनिक है,
Hmm.
probably टॉटनहम और आर्सेनल का भी वैसे हो जाता पता नहीं. It's still a
Hmm.
very iconic derby, right? World over.
Yeah, of course, San Siro पे they share a stadium as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, इतनी close proximity में पता नहीं community का क्या होता, because both of our clubs have a great community around the stadium as well.
Yes.
Local
Yes.
businesses and everything, and they hate each other. Um, तो एक बार I remember there's this nice shop near on the way to Emirates, and I was
Yeah.
buying something there, and the guy asked me, "Are you going for a stadium tour?" I was like, "Yeah, this is my first time today." Like,
Yeah.
good. Do you know any Tottenham fans? I was like, no, not closely, but I know some people who are Tottenham
Mhm.
fans. He's like, I
Yeah.
have some poison in the back if you want to give it to और भैंस की आँख of course यार सारा सर मजाक में ही कह रहा था
Oh my
but yeah
God.
अरे बहुत होता है जैसे बाबा वेंट टू एमिरेट्स ही वाज वेयरिंग चेल्सी जर्सी चेल्सी का किट पहन के फुल चेल्सी का टायर वगैरह लगा के गए थे
Yeah,
और
yeah, yeah.
स्टेडियम हेल्पर ने बोल दिया था यू लकी यू नॉट गेटिंग स्टैट टुडे
Yeah, man.
तो यार
बहुत ज़्यादा होता है ये, right?
हाँ हाँ
Like the people I speak with on Twitter, because majority of the Tottenham fans that I speak to are from UK only, right? And everybody just end up talking to me about like this rivalry. I like one of the Spurs legends, Mickey Hazard. I there's a history between me and me, like where he invited me to the
yeah
stadium,
I
etc.
remember I saw
etc.
that tweet yeah
Yeah, and I've had like conversations with him about this derby, and he says nothing can match it. Like when you are in, like when just the days leading up to this match, right? Everybody is buzzing. You automatically feel the pressure, and when you walk out the tunnel, and these people like the other side basically standing next to you in the same tunnel, the only thing you feel inside is just sheer hatred, right? Like you want to
I
beat
have
these
to sure yeah exactly
motherfuckers, right? That's what everybody thinks about whenever they think of the North London Derby, even as players.
Mhm.
It's funny, but it's and
yeah
what I like about it is that irrespective of who plays for each other's clubs, which country they come from, which continent they come from, once they have played even for a season or even like a few games for Arsenal and Tottenham, they automatically start understanding this
yeah
rivalry,
yeah
right? Now, for example, Richarlison doesn't need to play for Tottenham for so long to understand what this means. Madison, for that matter. But even
yeah
somebody like Udogie and Sarr, who have not even played in the Premier League before, but to
they will
come
know
here,
what they're about yeah
they will also know what this rivalry is all about. And I
yeah
think it's just the culture of our clubs now.
everyone knows about it. I think it's
Yeah,
for us. It's good ki Arteta, who's played in these derbies before, is our manager, so he
yeah,
knows what it means.
yeah,
And uske baad Ramsdale, Rice this season, Havertz this season if he plays. Vieira has been like this. I remember first season Gabriel Jesus जब North London derby में खेला था, first celebration he did was that Henry वाला slide
yeah.
that he did in front of the Spurs fan के सामने Henry ने किया था. So you're right about the fact कि players don't need to have a lesson कि हम कितना hit करते हैं. They just feel it. I think in the entire thing in the entire week up to the Ravi यार सब आई थिंक पूरे ड्रेसिंग रूम में वो एटमोसफियर बन ही जाता होगा कि भाई द नॉर्थ लंडन डार्बी इज कमिंग एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट मेरे को तो लाइक आफ्टर द गेम अगेंस्ट पीएसवी आई वाज हैप्पी वो पूरी रात मस्त चली देन
Yeah.
थर्सडे केम थर्सडे ऑनवर्ड से ना एवरी मॉर्निंग आई हैव बीन वेकिंग अप आई लाइक ओके 3 days टुडे आई वाज लाइक 2 more days
Yeah,
कल भी कल रात को आई विल बी द मोस्ट नर्वस ओके सो
correct.
full I am going to do all my superstitions or whatever because I cannot imagine losing to Tottenham. जैसे you know how that United Liverpool game happened जिसमें United 7-0 हारा था.
Yeah.
I was thinking I was just like imagined for like 3 seconds legit 3 seconds I imagined if Spurs beat me 7-0 what will I do. I said I'll delete my Twitter, I'll delete my Instagram, I'll put the channel on hiatus because मुझसे तो रहा ही नहीं जाएगा. If Spurs
Yeah.
ever put 7 past Arsenal, भाई, imagine,
Yeah.
imagine the biggest rivals. So I was like, मैं 3 सेकंड मैंने सोचा and I was like, बस नहीं, हो ही नहीं सकता. मैं तो एक्सेप्ट ही करने को रेडी नहीं हूँ. डोपा भाई कह रहे लंडन इज रेड आलोकनाथ ब्रो यस भाई एंड गाइस प्लीज चेक आउट साउथ स्टैंड व्यू यार आलोक इज डन अमेजिंगली वेल कल मैं उसके चैनल पे भी जाऊंगा वी विल
Yeah.
डिस्कस द डार्बी एज वेल ऑन हिज चैनल सो चेक आउट साउथ स्टैंड व्यू टाइटल में है उसका
Yeah.
चैनल का
I
टैग
I
हाँ
bet
हाँ
I'll show you something.
या
Just a second. Yeah. Can you see this?
लेट मी ऐड दिस होल्ड ऑन ओ गॉड वेट या एक सेकंड डोपा भाई कटाने तो जीसस भाई और इसको तो मतलब रुक जाए इसको तो सबको देखना चाहिए आए हाय यार
This is the Daily Express, November 26, I think 1977.
Yeah.
But yeah, that this was actually in plan.
Hmm. भाई I will be the same. I will stop watching football, man. I will stop watching football if 7-0 ever happens. Can you, if Spurs lost 7-0, how would
No,
you feel?
man.
Exactly.
Bro, I'll go into hiding definitely. Firstly, uh, like the heartbreak would be so big for my
Yeah,
own team. Firstly,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
My first thing will not be just trolling, but to understand कि, oh my god, how can we
Ha,
beat, like how can we lose 7-0 against Arsenal, firstly, right?
yeah.
Then the feeling will sink in that now everybody is going to just speak about this at
Mm.
all times.
Mhm.
Alok 7-0, 7-0, 7-0, Arsenal beat you
Yeah.
7-0.
Oh God, bhai.
Nahin, nahin, nahin.
हाँ.
But I think with Tottenham and Arsenal, uh, last few years, Daksh, you will also agree that
Hmm.
the games haven't been like high scoring games, right?
Mhm.
One off games, you would
Hmm.
say. जैसे पहले हुआ करता था like 5-2 was one of like very favorite score between Tottenham and Arsenal, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
एवरी
We
तीन
had
चार
back to
गेम्स
back.
के बीच
Yeah.
में कुछ तो 5-2 हो जाता था. एक सीजन में हमने बैक टू बैक 5-2 हुआ है. एक बार
Yeah.
आपने हराया था टॉटनहम को,
Hmm.
एक सेम सीजन हमने आपको 5-2 हराया. बट टॉटनहम में एटलीस्ट पिछले कुछ सीजन में बहुत ही
Hmm.
क्लोजली कॉन्टेस्टेड फाइट हो रही है मेरे ख्याल से. ड्रॉज बहुत ज्यादा हुए हैं,
Hmm.
विन्स भी हुए तो बहुत मार्जिनली हुए हैं.
Hmm.
तो except for the like last season like you comprehensively beat us
Hmm.
in both the games, right? That's all probably because we were just not a good team to begin
Hmm.
with. This time, एंज पोस्टेकोग्लू का आज का मुझे कोट बहुत पसंद आया,
Hmm.
which you also retweeted saying that it's going to be a blockbuster game.
Hmm.
That irrespective of what happens, we're not going to change the way we play, and we're
Hmm.
going to try and scare the hell out of them.
Yeah.
It's I'm just looking forward to it now. Just trying
Yeah.
to play on the front foot, which we have missed for so long. And
Hmm.
that's the only way you can beat Arsenal. I think you have to take the game to them. You have to try and make them make mistakes, but
Hmm.
not just wait for them to make mistakes, because you are currently
Hmm.
like as a football fan, I can say, right, this is the only time I'm going to, in this entire weekend, going to accept this, that
Hmm.
Arsenal is actually a good team
Hmm.
today, right?
Same, same, same.
But uh, we can't just wait for you to make these mistakes, because you will not,
Hmm.
probably. So we have to like push you to make these mistakes. That's the only thing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's the same thing. I think mine is a little inverse. I think throughout the year I have no issues as a creator. Definitely, I have no issues admitting that Spurs are on a roll and everything.
Yeah.
This week, I will not give any credit. ठीक है,
Exactly.
all your successes, luck. ठीक है, जो तुम गेम जीते, luck या teams didn't take you seriously. ठीक है, बॉल 2 इंच इधर होती तो तुम्हारा ये होता वो होता. So this week I am not giving any credit to Spurs. ठीक है, मेरे खून में जमेंगी नहीं, मतलब आई कांट, मेरे ब्लड में बात सेटल नहीं होगी यार, दैट आई एम गिविंग क्रेडिट टू स्पर्स और नॉर्थ लंदन डार्बी. भी जैसे रेनिसो भी कह रहे व्हाट सक्सेस.
European trophy, Renitsu.
Yeah. So let's move on to this week's NLD.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
of all, how is it different for you compared to the last few years? एक तो obvious changes तो हैं ही है, manager नया
Yeah.
है, players कुछ नए हैं, but what is, in terms of vibes, in terms of feeling, what do you feel is different this North London derby?
Yeah. See, so many things are different. Firstly, you see, Kane is not here. One player who always scored against you.
Mm.
Always scored against you, right?
Mm.
He's not there. A person who was born in North London, who knew the rivalry inside out, rejected by Arsenal in
Yeah,
the youth academy,
yeah.
came to Tottenham,
अच्छा
played
narrative
all
था
his
पूरा.
life here.
Yeah.
So, and he always said, right, when initially when he was asked about what like what we were looking forward to, and he said,
Mm.
whenever like we used to go to bed, I would always imagine myself scoring against Arsenal and just celebrating in front of our own fans. That was like at one point when he started playing football, that was
Mm.
his dream.
Mm.
So a person who understood this rivalry inside out is not
Mm.
there anymore.
Mhm.
The team is totally different. We are young people. We are uh, managed by a manager who wants us to play on the front foot, which
Mm.
again we have lacked in the last 3-4 seasons. Vibes are so much better currently. Like from the outside, like even as a
Mm.
neutral fan, you
Mm.
would look at this Tottenham team and you will see that something's different about this team. I'm not saying
Mm.
that this is a mirror image of a like a world beater team or something. I'm just only saying that it's so much different than what it was last season.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, Great example is when Son was asked about like these vibes or it's something. He
Mm.
said that on Tuesday or Wednesday, people came to the club for these doping tests. Okay,
Yeah. I read that comment
and
by Son. Son ने ही कहा
yeah,
था. हाँ.
Son ne kaha. And even those doping tests, people said that there is so much like an atmosphere in the stadium. Look, I mean, in the dressing room looks so much better now. In
Mm.
the training ground, what did you change so much? Like how these vibes are so different now.
Mm.
So if a neutral person can understand these vibes, I'm pretty sure the players are also
Yeah.
feeling it, and they are going to, you know, take like it's gonna just brush off each other, right?
Mm.
So in terms of the team, I'm like I told you last time also, शायद पिछले 3-4 सीजन में ऐसे पहली बार हो रहा है कि मैं नॉर्थ लंदन डर्बी डर्बी में कॉन्फिडेंटली जा रहा हूँ.
Mm.
I know that you're playing really good. You're coming off a really good outing in the Champions League. Abhi.
Mm.
You are also unbeaten. You just had a like a shot at the title last season, so
Mm.
you've added good players on top of that.
Mm.
Despite that, I know that everything, all of this, goes out of the picture, right?
Yep. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's just about who wants it more on that day. जो
Mm.
50-50 टैकल्स होते हैं जो हम 19-20 बोलते हैं उसमें are you taking your leg off or are you like keeping your leg in there, like not caring
Exactly.
about your own injury,
Mm.
like fighting for that badge, right?
Mm-hmm.
तो ये सारी चीजें बहुत मैटर करेगी एंड फाइनली आई फील दैट दिस टीम इज दिस नॉट अबाउट वन प्लेयर और लाइक टू players who's like Kane and Son.
Yeah.
It looks like a cohesive unit now, and
Mm.
that gives us a better chance to have a good result against you. अगर टॉटनहम जब मिड टेबल हुआ करती थी, जब
Mm.
किसी की एक्सपेक्टेशंस कुछ नहीं हुआ करती थी टॉटनहम से, तभी भी हमने आपको हराया है, राइट?
Mm. Yep.
When you were like flying off that invincible era and an Arsene Wenger's best team, it's
Mm.
not as if that you have like we'd never beat you.
Yeah.
Even when you were at your highest, we have managed to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why we shouldn't beat you now when we are actually so good.
Mm.
That's my only take here.
Mm.
That I feel like the if we go into this game positive, it's not as if that we are playing against like a team which we definitely can't beat. We can beat.
Yeah. Yeah. मैं इसलिए यही पूछ रहा था because I'm like यार as much as even during the Emery years, even the bad Emery years, I was like चलो स्पर्स को कुछ करने की कोशिश करते, let's try and beat them and whatever फलाना ढमकाना. I think we all stay confident, but this time the vibes at Spurs look very different. Agreed,
Yeah.
100%. Everyone's happy. The fans are very, fans are very excited. Not only on Twitter, but on जितने भी मैं देख रहा हूँ press conferences के every word is being tracked. एंज के तो ऑफ कोर्स आर्टेटा ने आज खुद ही कहा है कि यार एंज इज सच अ ग्रेट गाय एंड एवरीथिंग, सो ही लाइक्स
Yeah.
इट. एक एक चीज़ थी, सॉरी, हिटमैन भाई जो आप सवाल पूछ रहे हैं ना आलोक से, आप आलोक के चैनल पे भी पूछ सकते हैं बिकॉज ही विल डू अ लाइव एज वेल, and it's better you ask him there and be a regular supporter of him if you're so curious about him and if you like his content, like every of his video and follow करते रहिए भाई उसको. इस पे मैं रेनेसू का स्टार कर देता हूँ.
Yeah.
At home, Alok, I think the last time we were beaten at home by Spurs was 2010.
10 in the league, yes.
Yes, in the league. And I agree with the fact that right now it's not the Kane and Son show. You are definitely more of a team. You have a lot more attacking weapons, lot more defensive weapons. We have to contend. After a long time, it feels we have to contend with 11 good players. Not कि अगर आपने Son and Kane को रोक दिया तो उनका threat 50% कम हो गया. Now it feels like Poro, this Madison. If Solomon starts, it's Solomon. It's Richarlison is there. I know Richarlison को सब meme करते हैं. He got a goal. And Richarlison in derbies is different gravy.
Yeah.
Van de
You
Ven
have
is doing good.
Madison. Yeah, you have Madison, Bissouma.
Bissouma,
It's
Mar. Yeah, so you have so many. I feel we are actually very, very well matched.
yeah.
Midfield में I think you have a decent midfield. We have a decent midfield. मेरे हिसाब से तो in fact, there is a possibility that if we are not at the top of our game,
Yeah.
uh, there is a possibility that your midfield outruns us, outworks us.
Yeah.
There might be a possibility if we don't have the right lineup, it might play into your hands a little more.
Yeah.
Um, at the same time, I also agree with the fact that we are coming off a high. I think for me, the thing is, Spurs are very good in the moment, but ye ek sort of, it's like a whiplash moment because you were playing dire football under Conte, and अब suddenly
Yeah.
एक बहुत अच्छा brand, attractive brand of football, we got a Spurs back brand of football खेल रहे हो, that there's a lot of good positivity there.
Yeah.
But I think last season we were much better than Spurs, and on top of
Yeah.
that, we have recruited and improved our squad even more in by adding depth and everything. We
Yep.
are missing players. You are missing Perisic, I think for sure. ACL हो
Yeah.
गया. Any other players you're
Yeah.
missing?
So Lo Celso won't play,
Lo Celso.
Bentancur won't play, and Brian
Yeah.
Hill won't play. So these are the players anyway were out till
Anyways, that
till
were out.
till, till now.
Hmm.
And the new addition to this injury list is basically Perisic, who probably will be out for the whole
Hmm.
season, considering his
Yeah.
age and the nature of the injury.
Yeah. I think what gives us a slight edge is that ये जो squad depth है ना, like I think 90% Spurs squad I can I think I can guess what the 90% Spurs squad would be. It'd be Vicario, it'd be
Yeah,
Porro, it'd
yeah,
be Romero and Van de Ven.
Van de Ven.
Left
Yeah,
पे Udogi,
correct.
Matersar and Bissouma,
Yeah,
Madison.
yeah.
Left में 4-3-3. Left में Son.
Yeah. No, so I think we'll play Solomon on the left again, Solomon,
Yeah,
Son, and Kulusevski,
yeah.
which might change in the second half with Kulusevski coming on the left. And because we saw a few training videos where
Hmm.
he's been playing on the left and trying to use his right leg a little bit more,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
he's actually the left-footed right winger, right?
Mhm. Hmm.
So he likes to cut in a lot. So which Ange's wingers generally don't do. He wants his wingers to stay out wide a
Hmm.
little bit more, which I feel is the reason why Kulusevski might also be tried on the left hand side, so that he can use his stronger foot from wider left areas,
Yeah.
where Brennan Johnson can then play in his preferred right wing area, which looks
Hmm.
like whatever the short cameo that he
Hmm.
had against Sheffield.
Hmm.
He looks like that Dele Alli legend. The goal
Any
that he scored.
any chance of Son to the left, Richie in the front, and Kulusevski on the right, or Brennan Johnson starting?
Uh,
Or do
I
you think
don't think
Richarlison
so.
works best
I
जब
think,
Perisic होता है?
yeah, yeah, and I feel Richarlison should come in the second half.
Hmm.
Uh, when your defenders and your midfielders are a little bit more tired, he can bring a little bit of physicality in there.
Hmm.
If he starts and it doesn't start well,
Hmm.
then we have a problem, right? Then
Hmm.
who do we bring from the bench to change these dynamics?
Got it.
I feel Son should start definitely. He knows what this means, right? I
Yeah.
mean, Son should start in the number 9 position. He will
Hmm.
definitely start, but in the number 9 position,
Hmm.
because I think we played better. We've looked better
In
when
that lineup.
Solomon, Son, and Kulusevski. I mean, Solomon,
Hmm.
Son, and Kulusevski have played as the front three.
Yeah. For us, the reason I give us a slight advantage, जो एक तो strong strength वाला मैंने बोला था, I think we have a very unpredictable lineup, and I
Yeah.
think that can also a little bit. I know Anne said he will prepare and play the way he wants, but I think that's attacking. But how do
Yeah.
you prepare to defend against us? मेरे हिसाब से is a big question. First
Yeah.
of all, when we have the ball, who do we play, Raya or Ramsdale? सबसे बड़ा question तो वो है.
Yeah.
And those two are very different keepers.
Yeah.
For there is a case for Ramsdale to play. North London derby में he is, yeah, high pressure situation में Ramsdale का अलग ही level चलता है. Of course, home पे is not the greatest, but he is a different gravy. I still remember him getting kicked after that game against Spurs Stadium पे. So
Yeah.
he is somebody who likes to give it, take it, and उसको ये सारे occasions face नहीं करती.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Raya, completely different type of keeper. Calm, collected, good long kicking and everything. Saves, I don't think he's been properly tested. But he's had 2 clean sheets regardless. तो आई थिंक राया, मेरे हिसाब से राया विल स्टार्ट. तो आई थिंक दिस एक्सक्यूज जो हमने पहले दिया था आर्टेटा ने कि एवर्टन के अगेंस्ट हम क्रॉसेस एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे तो हमने राया को खिलाया, ही इज द परफेक्ट फिट फॉर दिस गेम, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला. PSV was a completely different team, still we played Raya. So I think against Spurs, Raya will start. I think our defense is going to be Zinchenko, Gabriel Saliba and White. and
Yeah.
Odegaard and Saka are the only other players. Now, do
Right.
you play now in the midfield? We have Rice, Jorginho, Havertz who can play. We can also play Trossard in the left eight. If Martinelli is fit, he can go on the wings because Arteta ne bola hai ki it'll be touch and go. He might be involved, but we can't say for now.
Yeah.
Um, or it'll be Trossard on the left, or we can also move Jesus to the wings and we can start Nketiah. So I think in general, we are very difficult to prepare against,
Yeah.
मेरे हिसाब से.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ये सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज मेरे हिसाब से, दैट्स समथिंग वी हैव इम्प्रूव फ्रॉम लास्ट सीजन में, वेरी डिफिकल्ट बिकॉज हमारी टीम्स ही यार मतलब हम लोग खुद ही अपनी टीम प्रेडिक्ट नहीं कर पाते, तो ऑपोजिशन को तो आई थिंक दे हैव टू प्रिपेयर इवन मोर फॉर अस. सो
Yeah. Yeah.
फेयर इनफ यार. बट दैट बीइंग सेड, यू हैव अ गुड स्क्वाड. जैसे यशपाल कह रहे, विकारियो का शॉट स्टॉपिंग आई थिंक सेकंड बेस्ट इन शॉट स्टॉपिंग रहा है
Yeah. Yeah.
दिस सीजन. सो
Yes.
he is going to be like
We
super
should have
important.
considered a lot more if it hadn't been for Vicario.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I'd mentioned this a few times that considering the kind of high line that we are playing, we needed to have a good goalkeeper in there, which was going to be Raya, right? It was between Raya and Vicario. So there is this bad blood
That
between
could also be there, you know.
Tottenham and Arsenal here also. So it's going to be really like interesting if Raya actually plays, then like the dynamics then, right?
And I think, yaar, it's going to be a good game, Alok. I genuinely feel it'll be a good game. It's not
Yeah.
going to be. I don't think it's going to be a one-sided contest. I don't know about the scoreline because scoreline to yaar, could be defined by anything. Like for example, okay, let me ask you this: do you see a red card happening in this derby, in this match?
I do.
Hmm.
Yeah, it could be Romero for all we know.
And
He's looked
sometimes
very
it's
calm. He's
sometimes
looked
it's the
very
people.
calm so far.
Yeah, but
But
I think sometimes it's also the people you don't expect. Like last season, I think
yeah,
Emerson Royal got a red card.
yeah, for a
है ना?
very stupid tackle. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he studs up on his ankle or something. He got a
yeah,
red card. And I think this is what I'm really fearful of. Stupid yellows and stupid reds.
yeah,
Because that I think can change the complexion of the game. Jab Rob Holding got sent off, I think it just was like we just stopped playing उसके बाद तो it was all
yeah,
Spurs, it was just us holding out and everything.
yeah.
Same thing Emerson के बाद भी. Emerson got sent off, we had a lot more space, Odegaard scored the third and everything. So
Yes.
I think so too. There might be a red card. I just hope it's not from any of ours because sometimes Ben White has this habit of being a little stupid.
Yeah.
Sometimes Gabriel has this habit because Gabriel ne bhi, I think we have, I think in every home, at every North London derby that I can at least remember, we have either gotten a stupid card or we've conceded a penalty जो Kane ने मार दी थी. I mean, it's a
Yes.
proper meme, you know,
Yes.
annual Kane penalty at the Emirates. Let's have it,
Yes.
bhai.
Yes. I think as far as I remember,
Yeah.
since 2014-15 at least, I think 80% of our ties have had a penalty for
Mhm.
Tottenham, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
At least every season between the two fixtures that we have played, उसमें एक penalty तो पक्का मिली है केन को.
Yeah.
But see, that's what it's going to be. I feel Kane was at least in that box. He was very clever to how, like, sometimes you just have to be clever enough to pull these fouls out, right?
Yeah.
These
100%.
like just making sure that your leg is just there as the tackle comes.
Yeah. I remember
Sometimes you're
Son
not
को एक
going for the
penalty मिली
ball.
थी. Son got
Yeah.
a penalty when he cut back and one
Yeah.
of our players was sliding in and
Yeah.
उसका our player का पैर touched your player का top of the foot and Son went down and then Harry Kane got a penalty. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
fuck.
Dembele, I think Dembele also had like taken up like won a penalty, like cut through a few people and then just at the edge of the box, he was clever enough to like keep his foot just there when the tackle came in. I think all interest, like all clever players will do that. Part and parcel of the game. Like we can't cry about it because you know the fouls are coming and it's an easy goal, right? Why would you let go of that? Why would you try to make it like more difficult just to appease fans? If the fouls are coming, might as well take them. Maddison is the most fouled player currently in the league, right?
That's how he
I was
gets
just
injured.
I was just going through a lot of his stats. So he's a little bit more like Grealish, if you think, right?
Ball carrier but gets fouled.
ball carrier, but Grealish will attract a lot of fouls just because of the way he
Hmm.
holds the ball in his legs, right? So Madison has been that player for us so far this season.
Hmm.
That means that there are gonna be a lot of set pieces for us also, right? And Madison has been really good with his set pieces. Like the first goal that we scored in this season, it was through Madison's set piece that Romero scored with his
Romero
header.
scored in the first one, yeah. I remember.
So I feel that we are currently a good team in the sense of like converting these set pieces also. We have been
Hmm.
since last season actually.
Hmm.
So it will be really interesting. And
And we have
thankfully,
conceded the least from set pieces
yes,
this
yes.
season.
And thankfully we don't have Kane anymore to take those free kicks.
I remember.
Right.
Kane at free kicks and Kane at penalty is complete opposite of fear,
Okay,
अलग
okay.
level के fear आते थे.
And I blame Thierry Henry for that. I've been
Yeah.
planning to like keep this video, like I've cut this video way back, like 2 years back or so, and
Hmm.
I've never posted it. And now that doesn't make sense because it's already left. So why would I
Hmm.
post it? But
Hmm.
the season when he scored that curler, right?
Yeah.
At the lane, it was I think 2015-16 season.
जो
When Leicester won
एंगल
the
से
season.
मारा था उसने.
या when Leicester won the league, फिर
Yeah.
वो 2-1 से हम ऊपर गए थे और फिर सांचेज ने आई थिंक Alexis Sanchez scored the equalizer 2-2. जब वो 12-13 मिनट के लिए we were
Hmm.
at the top of the league
Hmm.
basically.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So when he scored that curler in the summer time,
Hmm.
Thierry Henry and Harry Kane did a video together. Okay, it was for BBC or Sky
और उसने
Sports or
बोला था you
something
should
like
take
that.
free kicks.
And Thierry Henry said, "Why don't you try free kicks? You did that goal. You did that goal. It's the
हाँ.
same technique. You just put it in." And suddenly, after Ericsson, Harry Kane became our main free kick taker, and he's
Hmm.
been absolutely shit, right, in free kicks. But now we have so many free kick takers suddenly. We have Madison, of course. We have Son, who's always scored free kicks for Korea,
Hmm.
right? Unfortunately, Perisic is not there, but he also had a
He
nice
also,
attempt the other day.
yeah. And
Uh,
Madison, Son.
yes, yes. And if need be, if at all word like comes to that, if somehow Eric Dyer gets like 5 minutes, he's also a great free kick
Great
taker,
free kick taker.
right? So uh, it's gonna be interesting that we're definitely gonna get a few set pieces considering the way Madison plays.
Hmm.
So and
Hmm.
some interesting stats I checked today. So Tottenham actually has had the most number of touches in the box between all the clubs of the European top 5 leagues currently. That's
Hmm.
230. That's 230. Squawka Football tweeted it. Okay,
अच्छा, okay.
230 touches in the box, which is
Hmm.
the most by any club in the top 5 European clubs, European
Hmm.
leagues.
Mhm.
And Tottenham have had the most number of shots currently, which is in
Yeah,
triple
you are
digits already
leading at shots. You have almost 30 shots a game. 20 के plus shots per game है.
per
On
game.
average,
Yeah,
it's absolutely
we are
insane.
like 100, 102 shots we have already had, like triple digit shots we have
Yeah,
already had.
yeah. You're definitely really good in terms of shots and shot chance creation and everything. Lily Whites India, thanks for the contribution. Jesus is
Thank
a
you so
tricky
much,
player
Lily Whites.
himself, but his spinning role will be the death of us. He'll occupy CVs, leading Destiny Poro 1v1 versus Saka Tross. It's been, thank you so much. This is a point which I was going to make either tomorrow or in a separate video or in a tweet thread जो मैं कल डालूंगा with some stats and everything. But thank you so much, Lily Whites India. इसी से ही हम pivot करके Alok, what is Spurs की सबसे बड़ी strength, सबसे बड़ी weakness and Arsenal से सबसे बड़ा danger? And I'll give my version उसके बाद.
Okay, I'll give you like strengths for both the teams and like weaknesses for both the teams that I feel, right?
Hmm.
Strengths for Tottenham, I think, like I've already mentioned it a few times, but like the way we are playing currently, it looks like a cohesive team, etc., 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 etc.
Hey, Abin is also
But
here. Abin,
yeah,
by the way, so sorry. Guys, Abin Thomas, जो मेरे आप लोग मेरे ट्विटर पे जाके प्लीज फॉलो कर लो एबिन को. ही इज वर्किंग विद मी एज एन एनालिस्ट, सो ही विल टेक केयर ऑफ
wow.
बेसिक डेटा ऑफ एवरी प्री मैच. हर गेम जो हम खेलेंगे स्पेशली इन द प्रीमियर लीग, ही विल डू एन एनालिसिस. सो शॉर्ट चार्ट से लेके उनकी वीकनेसेस, स्ट्रेंथ, उनका बिल्डअप वगैरह क्या है, एबिन इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ दैट. सो यार पहली बात तो एबिन के लिए डब्ल्यूज हो जाए प्लीज इन द चैट. and go follow him on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, आप मेरी following पे जाके देख सकते हैं at Global Waffles and A for_Arsenal on Instagram. Follow Ebin there as well, man. चलो, हाँ, I'm so sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no worries. Like it's good that, man, you have like, I mean, members like these helping you
Yeah.
out. Just helps grow the community, right?
Hmm.
And there are so many great data, like players, I mean, people who have actually dedicated so much of their time and energy to understand data, not just for their own teams, but just
Yeah.
football in general. So
Hmm.
great work, Abin. I appreciate whatever you're doing, not just for like Ducks, but like
Hmm.
overall for like data in football. Yeah, so strengths, bro. I think I feel after 4 or 5 seasons, we finally have a strong midfield.
Hmm. Since
We have
not
missed,
since Musa Dembele, you've
yes,
not had that strong core, I would say.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I think since 2018, we haven't had a good midfield, and we finally do, and it actually looks like one of the best midfields in the league today. I won't say the best. Uh, I mean, there will be bias coming into the picture then, right? But it's definitely one of the best. You have somebody like Bisuma who's playing at a mad level currently,
Hmm.
right? I think at least from the first 4 5 games, I'm not talking about the like how the history of the players have been, how they have played in the past. But if you just look at the first 5 games, I think only Rodri is better than Bisuma.
Okay.
Like the consistent performances game
Hmm.
after game,
Hmm.
right? Uh, too many forward passes we are playing currently because of that midfield, right? What we do like in Football Manager, vertical tiki taka, right?
Hmm.
It's that's happening. Like
Hmm.
Sar looks very intelligent on the ball.
Hmm.
Madison is controlling everything in and around the box. Our strength is going to be that midfield. I
Hmm.
think Partey is out injured for you,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Of course, Rice is gonna play. Odegaard is going to play in that midfield. Havertz might play, might not play. We don't know, right? Uh, but I feel that if we get the better of your midfield, we
Hmm.
have a good chance of overcoming you tomorrow, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, I do like there is also one question that I saw that Rice is not consistent, but as like even as an Arsenal fan, you would like you would accept that Rice had a slow start
He is still
last.
adapting. I still think this is not Rice's final form when it comes to playing in the.
Correct.
He's been good,
Yes.
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He's been good.
Definitely. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think he picked up after the first 2 games.
Yeah. I think the
From
United game ke baad, I think he came to
correct.
his a little
Exactly.
bit of his level, but I still think there's a level for him to go aage. But हाँ, go on, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be our strength,
Hmm.
right?
Midfield.
Yeah. Your strength, I think there are a few. Like I mentioned, like few strengths for Tottenham, like this cohesiveness, this midfield, and everything that's happening at Tottenham, change of vibe. Your strength is going to be the 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 time that Arteta has spent with your club, with your players, finally picking out each of the players in each of these positions,
Hmm.
developing them, nurturing them, creating this team which can go toe to toe with City, right? Taking cues and taking learnings from whatever happened last season, it's definitely going to add to your strength, right?
Hmm.
Now you have added a few nice players on top of that, which like Havertz does add something different to your squad, which wasn't available last season
Hmm.
for you.
Hmm.
Rice does add a lot to your midfield. Like
Hmm.
imagine Rice is not there and Partey is injured. You're done
Hmm.
then, right?
Yep.
Now you don't even worry about Partey. Even if Partey leaves, you don't care about it.
Hmm. I mean, I would have
So I
loved to have him here because I think
yeah,
अगर तुम्हारे midfield की strength and technicality के साथ जाना है, Partey Rice midfield would have been absolutely perfect for
yeah,
that. But हाँ, I think Rice will have a lot of work to do. But हाँ, go
correct.
on, go on.
Yeah. So that is one thing. I think another thing that like one of the strengths that I feel is that your front four is just clicking.
Hmm.
The chemistry in your front four is just too good right now.
Hmm.
Like even as a Spurs fan, I can accept that.
Hmm.
Odegaard, just like what Madison does for Tottenham, I think, which
Hmm.
Ericsson used to do for Tottenham,
Hmm.
Odegaard has all the strings in his hands. Uh, his off the ball movements, his uh,
Hmm.
you know, the way he plays his passes. Sometimes he holds a little bit before
Hmm.
making that pass. He's just
Yeah.
like he's patient a lot of times, not
Hmm.
hurrying into these decisions to make
Hmm.
that pass, even if he spots a player in a better position. See, it's all about being like having that high football IQ.
Hmm.
Your front four is just too good right now,
Hmm.
and we saw that against and in the Champions League, right?
Yeah. चारों
You had
front
a
four में मार दिया
you
था.
had a field day. You had a field day there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody assisted everybody, and then like just like Martinelli goes injured, like goes out injured. Trossard comes, but there's like we discussed
Hmm.
it that day also.
Hmm.
There is no drop in the way that you are playing, right? The quality did not drop at all.
Hmm.
So you have a good bench strength and a good chemistry between your players, which is definitely your strength.
Hmm.
And I feel that that's going to be uh, interesting to see that how midfield currently is not. I wouldn't say it's your strength currently. Okay, your strength
Hmm.
is your front four. I feel
Hmm.
like if I had to choose one of the areas that you are absolutely better at than
Hmm.
others,
Hmm.
I would put that my money on your front four
Front
and not
line.
your
Got it.
midfield,
Got it. Got it.
right?
Got it. Hmm.
Whereas for Tottenham, it's going to be the midfield. Now,
Hmm.
it's just going to be interesting to see how Bissouma and Sarr manage to keep uh your Odegaard and others like
Hmm.
down, because
Yeah.
we are also going to play with inverted fullbacks. That means your wingers are probably going to have a field day,
Yeah.
right?
I think this is the only thing. I think Spurs have been good abhi tak, but I
Yeah,
think there are some areas where I think we can give Spurs a real tough challenge. I think Udogi has been absolutely phenomenal as a left back in this league,
yeah,
but I think outside of Mohamed Salah, Saka is the biggest test that I think Udogi will have. And
yeah,
जैसे जैसे लिली वाइट्स ने कहा था, if Jesus is fit enough to start and play the entire 90 minutes, I think
yeah,
if he occupies one CB, one of your CBs, whether it's Van de Ven or it's Romero, if he
yeah,
occupies one CB and pins them, and our wingers have a 1v1 against you, I think it'll be absolutely solid because we have this tendency to build from अबिन ने मुझे जो डेटा भेजा था, we have a tendency to build from the sides, you have a tendency to build from the middle.
from
Your
the center. Yes.
Yeah. And I think if we isolate your wing backs, अगर especially if they are inverting as well anyways, तो
Yeah,
बहुत ज़्यादा space हो जाएगी.
yeah,
It'll be, I think it could be something that we can really, really, really exploit. If we get an early goal and उसके बाद अगर गेम ओपन हो गया, जैसे हमने जैसे PSV के अगेंस्ट 8 मिनट्स में मार देते, if we get an early goal at 7-8 minutes against you guys and then the game opens, then I think it could be getting really, really bad.
yeah,
um, as for the midfield wala, I agree. Your midfield, I think, is at right now functioning at a much more efficient level than ours is, which is
yeah,
why don't know who to start. लास्ट टाइम जब हम एवर्टन के अगेंस्ट खेले थे, आई वाज लाइक फाबियो वियरा तो नहीं डील कर पाएगा, इनके पास मोटे मुस्टंडे हैं, डुकोरे है, ओनाना है, एंड ऑल दीज, हाउ कैन ही मैच विद द फिजिकलिटी? ही वाज एब्सोल्युटली sublime, ran
yeah,
past them, just was
yeah,
very technical with them. Or if we have no control in midfield, जो हम करते हैं जब काय खेलता है, that Odegaard drops a little deeper to build up and everything, and then Kai is the one who is advancing. Do we do that? ये तो मुझे खुद नहीं पता, so I really don't know how we'll fight it.
yeah,
But our strengths are our wing play, जैसे तूने बोला. I think our front line is absolutely phenomenal.
yeah,
I think defense में Saliba will have a good test with Son in hand, because I think our weaknesses are high line, जिसकी वजह से speed always beats us. We are so high sometimes in build up that we lose the ball cheaply, and you have a creator like Madison who can fling the ball absolutely perfectly. You have Kulusevski who can play really well as well,
yeah,
as a creator. So I think our high line can bite us in the ass. That being said, I think just because we are further along the process and we have options of the bench जिसमें ज़्यादा ड्रॉप इन क्वालिटी नहीं है. अगर हैवर्ट्स खेल रहा है तो फाबियो वियर आएगा, मुझे नहीं लगता ज़्यादा ड्रॉप इन क्वालिटी है. अगर
yeah,
मार्टिनेली बेंच पे है, मुझे नहीं लगता ज़्यादा ड्रॉप इन क्वालिटी. जिनचेंको 65 मिनट्स के बाद तो सब्स्टिट्यूट हो गई यार आकर्षण, तो टॉमी आंसू विल कम ऑफ आफ्टर 65 मिनट्स. ही इज़ अ फिनोमिनल डिफेंडर एज वेल एज अ
yeah,
क्लोजर.
yeah, yeah,
Jesus, Nketiah, मतलब I think right now we have a squad in pretty much every position except right wing. हम right wing के अलावा हर position पे we are very well stacked, and if plan A doesn't work, we will have a plan B that we can change very quickly. I really want to see what Saka does against Udogi, I think Udogie is young, he's dynamic, he's had a good start to the Premier League, but मेरे को देखना है क्या करता है. I want to see how Rice deals with Madison, because Madison, even in Leicester, Madison's given us a lot of problems. तो
Yeah.
Madison के साथ तो हमारा पुराना ही रिश्ता है. Um, and देखो यार, I will say this, it's very easy right now to target Havertz. And I won't be delusional and say उसके सारी games अच्छी हुई. Sometimes he's played
Yeah.
absolute crap. In the last game, in the game before that also, I would say, when he played, I think he's been good. If you really want to look at Kai and actually understand his performance, then you can rewatch the games and just look at Kai and you see what he does, what he brings to the team. Otherwise, if you're on the 007 agenda, then we really don't have talking anything to talk about. What I am scared of, though, like I said, your high line, I'm scared of Son. And I am scared of you completely nullifying our attack, identifying that our front four is very good, keeping us at bay. Because I think as much as Ange will play forward football, I am very keen to see वो defend कैसे करता है.
Yeah.
Do you defend very compactly against us, in which case we are just circling your box and taking shots from outside? And Vicario is a great shot stopper, so that's his bread and butter मेरे हिसाब से. Or you try to match us up, go player for player, and then give us space behind and dare us to do something very risky, make a risky pass, either lose the ball or get behind you and then score.
Yeah.
मेरे को देखना how Ange does it defensively. Second
Yeah.
thing I'm very curious about, how we manage when you are building up. Because guys, honestly, Spurs का build up is probably one of the most unique in the Premier League. एक टीफो की बहुत अच्छी वीडियो आज आई है, and ये मैं
Yes.
पहले देख रहा था, about how Ange will do at Premier League, while Ange is perfect for the Premier League, or
For Premier
Premier League
League.
is perfect for Ange,
Yeah. Yeah.
something like that. And they said something जो मैंने एक और वीडियो में सुना था, that when everyone is building from the back, you pass and you try to corner them into making a pass जहाँ से they will end up losing the ball or losing the possession. Spurs have ball carriers in defense in Porro and Udogie that you can't press. They'll beat you on the half turn. That's 2-3 players off, 2-3 players taken out of the game, and they will be absolutely phenomenal. So, do we
And
let you?
Bissouma is such a good
Bissouma,
carrier, man. He
yeah,
he takes
exactly.
out 3 players. Who is, I think, one of the most press resistant players in the league today.
100%.
He's always been at Brighton also. Last season we can just
Yeah.
write off.
Yeah.
But at Brighton also we have seen how press resistant
Very
he
good.
was.
Very good.
You
Very
put 3 players on him when he has his back, I mean his face towards our own goal,
Yeah.
and he makes a nice half turn, and suddenly 3 players are taken out of the game. He carries the ball with nice pace, and then we have blistering pace on the
Yeah.
wings as well as in the center to take
Mm.
that ball forward, right?
Mm.
So even if you press us, after like a good 4-5 seasons, 6 seasons or so, we do have that answer against the press.
Yeah, yeah. Which is why I'm very curious, how do we do it? Because against United, we let them have the ball. We said, ठीक है,
Yeah.
रख लो तुम ball. Do whatever you want. Keep it in your own half. You're not threatening our goal. And up until the goal they scored, that tactic worked really well, and then we started pressing them a little differently. And फिर
Yeah.
उनके पास Maguire Evans आ गए, तो पूरी system ही change हो गया. But that aside,
Yeah.
I'm really curious how we defend against you guys as well, because
Yeah.
I think letting you guys have a lot of the ball, मेरे हिसाब से, is a big problem. So I don't foresee us pressing you too hard in, या first 10 minutes करेंगे, उसके बाद छोड़ देंगे, जैसे ओनाना को छोड़ दिया था, where we'll
Yeah.
let you come to the halfway line and उसके बाद we'll start pressing. I think that is something we might actually do. But Spurs की strength, I think your spacey, I think as much as your midfield is a strength, I am scared about our high line जो तुम्हारे spacey forwards exploit कर सकते हैं. I think you have
Yeah.
amazing passes in Madison and Kulusevski
Yeah.
जो कर
Yeah.
सकते हैं.
Yeah.
But if we frustrate you, if we frustrate somebody like Romero a lot, I hope he makes something a rash decision or something.
Yeah.
If I end up isolating your wing backs, चाहे Porro ho, I don't know how Porro is defensively. I know Destiny Udogie has been doing really well. I don't know how Porro is defensively. So
He's
if
not
we
that
can,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can exploit that, मेरे हिसाब से it'll be बहुत better. And Rice versus Bissouma will decide the game, कहते हैं आशुतोष. Fair enough, that's also a good thing. Romero has only made a single foul for this season. I agree,
Yeah.
but it's one of those bozo genes here, Nandgopan. I am
वो
just
ऐसे होता
hoping
है
that
कि
he triggers
just
something. We
keep it in you for so long. It's like, that day
That
when you are working on
Latino
your anger
anger, na, I
management.
want that Latino anger out of him.
Yeah, when you're
And
working on your anger management, you learn to, like, when you are angry, you count to 10, 9, 8,
yeah.
7. You're doing that, but then one day something happened, and you're like, fuck it, like पूरे पिछले 5 महीने का anger सब साथ में निकल के बाहर आता है.
Hmm.
Definitely can happen, man. You can't ignore that.
Yeah.
But I'm confident about Romero this season more than ever.
Hmm.
I think last season, yeah, उसके पहले वाला season भी, he was just frustrated at work, man.
Hmm.
Like you have also worked before,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
When your workplace is not good, it's just toxic. You're just
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
making a lot of mistakes, right? It's
I
just
get
like
it.
they're humans. They're going to work to play football.
True, true.
If your workplace is not positive
Hmm.
enough, you're just gonna, "Okay, जो करना है कर दो यार, fuck it, I don't
Hmm.
care." Now he finally is like, he feels like he's happy. Like you
Hmm.
last season तक आप रोमेरो को अर्जेंटीना के लिए देखो, एज अगेंस्ट रोमेरो को टॉटनहम में देखो, आपको दो अलग प्लेयर्स देखने
I
मिलते थे.
think post World Cup Romero has calmed down.
या
Post World Cup something has happened to him. But yeah,
अब
no.
वो
Hmm.
यहाँ पे आके now we are seeing the same player that used to play for Arsenal, I mean Argentina,
Hmm.
and the same player that he basically has the same form, the same level-headedness. He's a good ball carrier himself. He's a good passing range.
Hmm.
I saw one, his compilation from that Argentina game very
Hmm.
recently,
Mm-hmm.
and in that 2.5 minute compilation, he hadn't made a single backward pass, man.
Hmm.
All passes forward. Like even if he's making sideway passes, they're not like thoda piche. Is always like to bring another defender up into the game.
Hmm.
That's a strength that we have missed for so long.
Yep.
Not having players like Dembele, I think one of the best players that ever played for Tottenham in terms of his natural ability.
Hmm.
But one thing that he lacked was a good forward pass. He used to
Hmm.
take a few players out of the game, but then uske baad kya? Sideways pass,
Hmm.
right? In Bissouma, we have the best of both the worlds where he can dribble past a lot of players, but at the same time, he has a good passing IQ
Hmm.
also. And he can bring a lot many other players into the game just because of his passing strength.
Hmm.
If you see जो ब्रेनन जॉनसन का गोल जो डिसअलाउ हुआ,
Hmm.
उसके लिए it was a really nicely taken goal. Firstly,
Hmm.
reminded us of Dele Alli. Has the same haircut, same young player, and so on. But that pass actually came from Bissouma,
Hmm.
right? Uh, nice ping he gave to Brennan Johnson. So he has a good passing strength also. One thing I definitely know is that Ange will have the benefit of players and the managers haven't been able to figuring him out so far. Of course, there
Hmm.
is data available now. There is so much of softwares available now for all the Premier League teams, which they use a lot, right? But when a new manager comes into the league with new set of players,
Hmm.
you can't always expect what to,
Yeah.
you can't always expect कि क्या हो सकता है इसमें. We have
Hmm.
seen this with De Zerbi, right?
Mhm.
उसके ब्राइटन के फर्स्ट सीजन के वक्त it took a while for players on the opposition teams to basically figure what his
Hmm.
tactics were, because
Hmm.
they were unique, right?
Mhm.
It's not as if you're run of the mill possession based football जो
Hmm.
सारे टीम्स खेलते हैं, and you just bring a little bit of tweaks here and there basis your whatever players you have at your disposal. It's a totally new system altogether,
Hmm.
right? Very few teams in the Premier League have actually faced such a system. In that case, like inverted fullback सब लोग use कर रहे हैं, but I think Ange has been able to use it to its optimum level.
Yeah.
The like and from the
He's
first
just
game itself.
copying Pep, mate. He's just copying Pep.
Yeah. And two, like from the first game itself, like you see where like the areas that Udogi
Hmm.
covers and occupies. Yes, Zinchenko has been able to do that also. I'm not saying that you're
Hmm.
not doing it. I think it's the same. The philosophy is same here, Pep, Arteta,
Hmm.
Ange, right? But I think the way he's using his inverted
Yeah.
fullbacks is not just your run of the mill
Yeah.
inverted fullback
Exactly my
system.
point.
He's
Their fullback
innovated it.
use is completely different. Hmm.
Yes. So that's why I feel that you might be taken a little bit by surprise,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And
And you will also have a longer time to prepare for this game.
yes, yes, definitely.
You have a
But
week to prepare.
it works both the ways, no? Sometimes
Mm.
like you come off such a nice win in the Champions League, and you are already riding high,
Mm.
right? That confidence, that
कॉन्फिडेंस हाँ
that
मोमेंटम से आप
momentum,
आगे भी हाँ
yeah, that momentum just helps you.
yeah
Sometimes that having that a long 1 week break probably work, anticipation होते रहता है, होते रहता है, होते रहता है. तो वो कभी कभी अगर
गर्म
एंटिसिपेशन
होके
2 दिन
ठंडे
पहले
पड़
आ गया,
जाते
या
हैं
अगर वो पीक 2 दिन पहले ही आ गया, सैटरडे को ही हमारे प्लेयर से पम्प्ड अप रहे और संडे को कुछ नहीं किया, तो फिर
हाँ
ऑफ कोर्स ये नहीं हो, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे,
या
क्लब लेवल, बड़े लेवल पे नहीं होता होगा, बट
हम्म
यू कैन टेक इट आउट ऑफ द पिक्चर एंटायरली. I feel you have a good momentum, so that's definitely one of your strengths right now.
हम्म
Talking about your weakness, like you rightly said, I think uh,
No, no,
I
not my
feel
weakness. What is Spurs' weak? Okay, if I was a
okay.
spy for Arsenal and if I was a secretly a Tottenham fan, I will tell you this. I
Yeah,
would be like, if Spurs stop Odegaard, you
yeah,
nullify our forward play so much. It's
entirely.
crazy.
Yeah,
Um, it is like saying, "आपने मतलब he is the guy. He is the guy
yeah,
who will
yeah,
make things tick." And not only he is only passing and creating and moving the ball, he's scoring.
yeah,
If you mark out Odegaard from the game, uh, तो खत्म मतलब then our game is very very hampered. If you were a Tottenham spy and if you were secretly an Arsenal fan, what advice would you give me to
yeah,
stop Tottenham, to beat Tottenham?
yeah, yeah. It's pretty similar, man. You take Madison out of the game, and suddenly we are nowhere.
Mm.
He's the link between our uh, number 6
Mm-hmm.
to our attack, right? If he doesn't play, like if you shut him off, then suddenly Son is taken out of the game. There is no service for Son,
No
and
service to Son is, yeah, I think it's a big
and
thing.
then that's a big issue, right?
Mhm.
You press us enough,
Mm.
right? Van de Ven, great player, right? He came off as a probably his
Mm.
best season he had in Bundesliga, right?
Mm.
Very very pacey, but
Mm.
he's little bit like he's still taking his time. He's a
Mm.
little bit mistake prone also.
Mhm.
Y- you can build your attack from, like, if you take somehow Van de Ven, like you put pressure on Van de Ven.
Mm.
So it's very interesting, right? You put pressure on Van de Ven, but then there is Udogi who's actually had much better season so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, on the other, and I think it balances out this way, that where Poro is not so great defensively, but you have Romero on that side.
Mm.
Whereas you have Van de Ven who's mistake prone, but then you
But
have
you have
Udogi on that
Udogi on
side,
that side.
and both of them are way too pacey. So even if you are playing high line and you manage to like put a ball past us, you will see Van de Ven just like a horse running behind you and probably try to stop you.
Mm.
Udogi, Poro also, he has good pace. I
Good
wouldn't
play.
say like he's
पोरो
like,
का शॉट भी यार इज डिसेप्टिवली वेरी हार्ड शॉट्स मार बहुत जोर से
yeah,
शॉट मारता है यार
yeah,
seen him
yeah,
score a couple of bangers couple of times hit the post also
yeah,
last season भी
yeah,
देखा था मैंने he's a very
yeah.
deceptively strong shooter as well. I won't
Yes,
want him
yes.
in a goal scoring position.
Yeah,
One thing I'll ask you before we'll go on to combined teams and I'll explain
yes,
to the chat हम combined teams कैसे करेंगे.
yeah.
Does Ange have or have you seen Ange deploy a plan B? If
Mm.
things don't work out in your plan A, let's say शेफील्ड ने तुम्हें फ्रस्ट्रेट कर दिया, लो ब्लॉक पे लो ब्लॉक, गंदा लो ब्लॉक खेल लिया, you're losing. Does Ange have a plan B or is it just go with plan A until it works out?
Uh, with Sheffield, I actually saw him utilize our plan B,
Okay. What
where
is plan B?
it just so Ange's philosophy is not using a lot of long balls, if you see,
Okay. Yeah.
right? His philosophy from his Australian team,
Hmm.
when he was working at not South Melbourne, but
Mhm.
when he was at Brisbane Roars,
Mhm.
uh, his team was called Roarcelona. And I mean, all the Australian media used to call their team Roarcelona. And his philosophy there was keep the ball down. I don't want players to,
Mm.
lift the ball up and put a long pass. Keep the ball
Okay.
down. Short passes, one twos, tiki taka. That's what I want to see, right? If
Mm.
you see most of Tottenham games, you will see this pattern: short passes, ball pretty much on the ground.
Yeah.
Very rarely would you see, okay, one odd switches here and there would you would
Mhm,
see,
mhm,
but
mhm.
that's not a part of the final attack towards the goal, right?
Mm.
Whereas against Sheffield, we did see something like that happening. Like I
Mm.
told you, Bissouma putting that ball for Brennan Johnson. We relying on corner kicks a little bit because we were getting a lot more corner kicks, right?
Mm.
That happening. Kulusevski then actually, right? Brennan Johnson, when he went on to the right hand side, he didn't take Kulusevski off, but he put Kulusevski in the
The
center,
left. Okay. Oh,
right?
center as a 10. Okay.
Yeah, so
Mm.
he was playing as a number 8 more like, right?
Okay. Mm.
So then Son basically went on to the left for a bit. Then he was, of course, taken out. So you would see that Kulusevski was occupying a lot of central areas. So there is a
Mm.
plan B for us there also. Now
Mhm.
Kulusevski can also play on the left, right?
Mm.
We
Yeah.
haven't had to use a plan B so far.
Mm.
Like if you think about it, so I don't know whether if that would be our plan B,
Mm.
right? Trying to just change the personnel in and around the front four,
Mm.
trying a different route towards the goal, and then trying to
Mm.
score a goal from a different style of attack.
Mm.
This is what I like I told you before, like when we had a stream during the international break. What
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told you is that these three games are actually the test for us.
Yeah.
Sheffield because low block,
Mm.
Arsenal because they are the teams who are going to press us,
Mm.
right? But like you rightly said, intelligently press us, not
By the
like
way, that
Burnley.
invert the wing guy thinks you will have a much easier game against us than Sheffield, no? Invert the wing. Is that his name?
Uh
Twitter पे अरे this guy you
yeah,
also
yeah, 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 yeah.
tweeted him also about the
Yes,
Sheffield
yes,
game.
yes. The guy with the Pep's DP. Yeah, yeah,
नहीं
yeah.
नहीं नहीं that is his name is no new thing. वो तो
No,
Arsenal
no.
fan है.
Even this guy. Yeah, even this
This
guy
guy
is a.
also has
Yeah, yeah. He's not an Arsenal fan. He's a
okay
City fan. He's probably a Pep fan. He also has the Pep
okay
DP.
okay. हाँ.
And last season, apparently, so I didn't follow him last season. Last season, apparently, he had already predicted that Arsenal will have a run at the league.
Hmm.
And this season is predicting that Spurs is going to have a run at the league. But
Hmm.
considering how Arsenal plays, yes, it's an easier game in terms of what our game style is, right?
Yeah.
It's easier for us to penetrate through your defense just
Hmm.
because of your high line uh, and the pace of our
Hmm.
attack.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, Arsenal are going to press us very intelligently. Like you said, you're not going to press us like Burnley stupidly ke sare players box ke around dal do, and
Yeah.
then it's very easy for us to get past you.
Hmm.
And the next game, Liverpool, who are going to press us
लिवरपूल
everywhere,
का अलग ही लेवल है
right?
लिवरपूल आर द मोस्ट लीथल टीम मेरे हिसाब से
Yes.
if they get past you and if Salah has the ball there is a
Yeah.
very good chance 7 on 10 chance that the ball's ending up at the back of the net मेरे
Yeah.
हिसाब से तो बहुत बढ़िया है
So
बट वो तो आई थिंक दैट विल कम आफ्टर दिस वीक
यस यस, तो ये तीन गेम्स थे, वो मुझे इसीलिए इंपॉर्टेंट लग रहे थे कि फाइनली हम एंच का टैक्टिक्स पूरी तरह से समझ पाए, whether it works with these
these
like
teams as well
different styles of plays, and whether he has a plan B if this doesn't work out.
yeah
That's my only question.
yeah
I don't know, like will for like I wanted to ask you this also, like Arteta, you have seen Arteta in the last 5 years. You have played so many different kinds of opposition, different occasions, right?
Hmm.
Last season, for example, going for the league, and when you are actually going for the title, you will approach the same game totally differently because there is so much at stake then, right? Would you think that if somehow Ange neutralizes your attack and
Hmm.
Ange neutralizes your front four, do you have an answer to that? Will Arteta make any changes that we will
Hmm.
probably have? I mean, ask some questions that we will not have any answers to?
I think so. I think the reason I am very confident of beating Spurs is because I think we have too many weapons to hit you with. I
Yeah.
think we have technical players. I think we have speedy players. I think we have long range shots. I think we have crosses. We are, if you look at the different types of, अगर कोई team है जो different types of goals से goal मारे, different types से, for from corners, from free kicks, from fast breaks, from possession, from long range, from inside the box, Arsenal will be a team that is very very close to the top because we've done really well on corners. So when, for example, we against Everton was a very difficult game because they neutralized us because they were crowding the box. There were 7 players in that low block, and
Yeah.
I'm like, क्या करें? Our solution came from corners. We tried
Yeah.
3 different corner routines in those games.
Yes,
पहले
I
हमने
saw.
back post,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's a back post wala thing, the front
Then
post thing,
short
and then there is,
corners. Yeah.
yes, exactly. And even in the short corners, there were a couple of variations. I
Yeah.
think
I think your
we,
goal came from when the short corner. So there were a few times when you were taking the short corner, but immediately you were taking the ball towards the back post.
yeah,
But there were a few times when after taking the short corner, you were actually passing the ball to the player outside of the box. And I think the
hmm,
goal came from that
goal
route
came from
only.
one of those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have those. I think against United हमने देखा था, जब हमने फर्स्ट गोल खाया हमने इमीडिएटली रिस्पॉन्ड कर लिया इन अ
Yeah.
वेरी क्विक जिप फुटबॉल टाइप्स ऑफ थिंग्स. थर्ड गोल, सेकंड गोल हमने मारा कॉर्नर से मारा, थर्ड गोल हमने मारा, चलो आई एम श्योर यूनाइटेड वर कमिटेड ऑल अ फ्रंट, बट इट वाज अ
Yeah.
फास्ट ब्रेक. सेम थिंग आई थिंक अगेंस्ट फॉरेस्ट भी एक लॉन्ग रेंजर गोल आया था एंड एक सेकंड वाला गोल भी नॉर्मल सही था. द पॉइंट इज
Yeah.
वी हैव वेरियस वेज टू अटैक यू, एंड आई थिंक हमारे बेंच पे भी ऐसे प्लेयर्स, अगर मार्टिनेली फिट है कल, that is two pacey wingers are going at your fullback over and over and over and over again. Okay? If that doesn't work out, let's say you have defended your box really well.
Yeah.
Let's say we pin you back so much कि जो box के सामना वाला area होता है, that Odegaard zone जहाँ से उसने 2-3 goals मारे हैं season, that
Yeah.
opens up. It's a long range is also available for us. Set pieces are also available for us. उसके बाद Trossard, who has an immaculate sense of being in the right place at the right time. मेरे हिसाब से scores with his left foot against Everton, scored with his right foot in the Champions League, assisted with his left foot. He is on form again.
Yeah.
And I think more than हमारे कोई प्लान ए प्लान बी से ज़्यादा, आई थिंक वी आर इन अ पोजिशन, हमारा डेप्थ इतना है कि वी कैन कंट्रोल डिफरेंट फेजेस ऑफ द गेम.
Yeah.
इफ वी हैव, मान लो कि वी एंड अप, we are like 1-0 up or 2-0 up, and we want to control the game, we will simply get somebody like Jorginho on, who's not flashy, who just gets the ball, keeps it secure, moves it along. And that's
Right.
sometimes all that you need. So I think for different types of games, one where we are dominating possession, we have the necessary toolkit. जहाँ पे हम dominate नहीं कर रहे हैं possession, उससे कैसे निकले, we have the necessary toolkit to deal with it. And to close out games, I think we have the necessary toolkit to deal with it. So I think it's actually going to be a fantastic game, यार. I
Yeah.
think Spurs बड़ा exciting football खेल रही है, हम बड़ा exciting football खेल रहे हैं, दोनों unbeaten हैं, दोनों are in a position जहाँ पे someone like City और Liverpool would want us to lose, कि हम हार जाएं और दे गेन पॉइंट्स और दे गेट अ लीड और व्हाटएवर, बिकॉज आई थिंक सिटी आर विनिंग अगेंस्ट फॉरेस्ट यार. तो
Yeah.
दे विल एनीवेज, तो हमारे तो वन ऑफ अस इज ड्रॉपिंग पॉइंट्स और बोथ ऑफ अस आर ड्रॉपिंग पॉइंट्स. आई एम होपिंग दैट वी प्रिपेयर फॉर दिस गेम वेल. I am hoping that none of our players get injured. That I think would be
Yeah.
the worst thing possible. And I am hoping there are no dodgy decisions because Paul Tierney is on VAR, and some Rob guy is on chief referee duties, which is absolutely shambolic. Never
Yeah.
heard of the guy, and the last time I saw him, he was allowing a Southampton defender to Patkofy Gabriel Jesus. So I'm not really
Yeah.
confident in
And
him
Paul
anymore.
Tierney, I think, is on VAR,
VAR,
if
yeah.
I'm not
Fuck
wrong.
Paul Tierney, man. Horrible
It's
human being.
horrible. Yeah. I think refereeing has, I mean, we haven't yet discussed it, but the referee might have the decision, like who might
Yeah,
have
and so
the,
many
the
times North
that,
London
that
derby में
person.
referee होता है.
Yeah. Who will decide which way the game tilts eventually, right? You
Yeah.
might have the best of the game in terms of individual abilities and all your players having a
Mm.
really good game. One wrong decision and all of that just goes out of the
Mm.
picture, right?
Mm.
And it's such a high intensity game. I
Mhm.
feel it's really going to be interesting to see.
Mm. Okay, so we'll do a combined team now. Okay, I have
Yeah.
chosen neutral colors, so that none of the Janta Phanta gets offended. Now, the way this is going to be, first of all, Alok, what formation do you want to play? 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3? These are the two
I
options.
think 4-3-3 works the best for us, but I think I'll have probably, yeah, I mean, this is fine in a
This is
sense
fine.
that, yeah, because like Tottenham generally has like double pivot
Hmm.
sometimes,
Hmm.
where Sar also sometimes plays in the front with Madison, and I
Hmm.
think you generally play with Rice having the single, like it as a single,
We can do
holding
this. No
midfielder.
problem. No problem. We
But
can
not
do
a
this.
problem that we can have like a double, because if we do this, I think we can accommodate both Rice and Bissouma.
So this is how it will work. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
This is the formation you've chosen. I will choose
mm,
a position where the audience will vote on, and
yeah,
I want to make it spicy. This number 8 position jo hai, that is occupying the 10 position.
yeah,
Who would you keep there? Odegaard or Madison? Or someone else, of course. But mere hisab se, if we have to talk about creators, it has to be Odegaard versus Madison. I am keeping a
yeah,
poll here. ठीक
right,
है?
yeah,
Who fits at the 10 position? Now we will put Odegaard and Madison, because I think everywhere else, I think we can come to some sort of compromise. So how it will work is, apart from the number 8 जो jersey है, उसके अलावा you get 5 players to put in any position, and I
yeah.
get 5 players of mine to put in any position, and then we see how it comes out. So
All
poll
right,
is active, guys. आप लोग उधर vote कर सकते हैं. तब तक मैं और आलोक इस टीम को बनाते हैं.
all
Alok,
right.
I will have you start. Pick a position and a Spurs player to fill it with.
Yeah, I think number nine, Son, definitely, uh,
Hmm.
uh, definitely is a better striker than Gabriel Jesus or any
Okay.
striker that you have currently.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. So I think I'll go with Son there.
Hmm. I'll go. I'll get this guy at least in, yaar.
Yes, of
It will be
course.
a
Yeah,
travesty
with
if
Son.
he's not in. So
Yes, yes, true.
I'll get
Yeah,
Saka in.
yeah.
All
And
right.
I think between Kulusevski and Saka, they are, I think, of the same age, if I'm not
Same
wrong.
age,
Like, yeah,
younger. Nah, same
but
age. Pe
Saka has played in the league for a longer period, and not just
Hmm.
that, but he's had more impact overall.
Hmm.
Like he's like a few years back, somebody asked me that if you could add one player from Arsenal in Tottenham's team, and there
Hmm.
was a time when probably hardly anybody from that Arsenal team would actually get into Tottenham team because you were actually
Hmm.
playing so good and the team
Hmm.
was power packed. But
Hmm.
I could always make a a space for somebody like
Hmm.
Saka because he's just a phenomenal player, definitely.
Hmm.
So yeah.
मैं
Now
पोल देख रहा हूँ. 43 votes in. Madison is winning on an Arsenal channel. Shame भाई. Shame. शर्म कर लो भाई लोग.
lovely
शर्म
guys,
कर लो तुम
lovely.
लोग भाई. Madison choose कर रहे हैं सब. शर्म शर्म शर्म. Madison needs to win. All right. Let's see. Let's keep moving. Um,
Yeah.
left. Okay. No,
Yeah,
sorry. Your player. Your
you
player.
take the next one now. We'll like keep
Okay.
interchanging it.
We'll do a
Yeah,
snake pattern then. Sure.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. There are some obvious ones. What can I get over you? Hmm. I'll put left back. Sancho.
Of course, of course. I knew that was coming. As soon as I said it, I knew. Oh shit! What I Yeah, and such sporting people here in the chat also, man.
Yeah.
On an Arsenal channel, Madison winning the poll. I think that just speaks about one thing. Of course, there is rivalry at Daksh. We
Uh,
have uh,
yeah.
we go at each other whenever it's about Arsenal, and most
Hmm.
fans will not like. There are
Hmm.
always some elements who will always like write off each other.
Hmm.
But generally, football fans, I feel that they can rise above this rivalry and hatred and actually see the good in people and good in football
Hmm.
players.
Yeah.
And
There is
that
an
like
appreciation. There is
yes,
an
yes,
appreciation.
definitely.
Yeah.
Himanshu Sen Udogi deserved to be there, but
I know.
I've been,
That
I've
is
been
why I
beaten.
did
Yeah,
it.
I've been beaten fair and square. So uh, could have gone for Kulusevski instead of Saka for to just make your life miserable. But I will go
You have the
number
next two
four.
picks. So you have next
Yeah,
two picks now.
I will go number four Romero,
Okay. Hmm.
and uh, I'll go number seven Bissouma.
Cool. मैं cool लिख दिया यहाँ पे. He is cool, actually. He
Bisuma's
is
cool. Yes, yes, he's
he
damn
is
cool.
super cool, man. He is super cool. Okay. Now I have 2 picks, and then you have 2 picks, and then I end it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you have 2 picks, and उसके बाद खत्म ही हो जाएगा.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. नहीं, 5 people are left. 6 people are left. एक पे तो audience vote करेगी.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I will have. I Saliba has to be there, man. Put Saliba here. And now, I'm not too fussed about right back. Actually, now I feel bad putting Zinchenko, man. Doge deserves to be honest.
Yeah.
And now, do I put left? Nah, not left. I'll put Rice here, man. I'll put Rice
Yeah.
here. All right.
Yeah.
Now you have a 10, number 10, number 5, and number 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 2 picks you have.
Yeah. I'll go with Vicario.
Okay. So I agree. I think हमारे मेरे को तो पता भी नहीं हमारा कीपर है कौन अभी.
Correct. Yeah.
So yes, Vicario is a safe shot.
Yeah. And like all said and done, I don't think Ramsdale is that keeper. Right? He has his theatrics. He does every bit here and there.
Yeah.
But you have felt that need to have an upgrade over Ramsdale. That's why I think you have gotten Raya. And he feels now that he would probably start more games over Ramsdale now. And Raya, I just haven't seen him enough for Arsenal so far. Like,
Okay.
I felt so bad when he went to Arsenal. So till last season, I always had in FPL no Arsenal rule. I never had Arsenal, even when your Alexis Sanchez was scoring for fun. I would take that hit in FPL, but I will never add an Arsenal player because I would never want an Arsenal player to do well. I think Saka was the first player that I added last season. And Raya was my goalkeeper throughout the season. When he went to you this season, I felt like, fuck, man, how do I add Raya now? But anyway. And okay. Now I have to choose between a right back and the left winger. Okay, I think I can, because of his versatility, I'll get Kulu in on the left wing.
Okay.
Because he can play on the left wing. And Kulu and Saka together, if this team actually plays with Kulu and Saka together, mad team. It's a mad team.
And okay, so you did the goalkeeper and you did 10. Fine, yeah. I think we'll have to keep Ben White here then for me then Ben White stays there. Fair enough, man. I like this team. Definitely, I think that Rice Bissouma midfield, and I can't believe it, Maddison is winning, yeah.
Great goal.
These guys let me down. कोई बात नहीं, of course. नहीं यार, fair and square 78 votes. That's more than 50% of the votes that Maddison got.
Wow.
Yeah. So out of 79 votes में से 57% is close to 40. 40 votes out of 40 votes, yeah, it's fair enough. No way. Yeah. I think Maddison is clearly one, yeah, guys. हम खत्म कर रहे हैं. नहीं यार, तुम लोगों ने तो भाई मतलब पोल रन कर दिया भाई, शर्म आनी चाहिए इस चैनल के सब्स को. मुझे पता चल गया आजकल, आज पता चला मुझे आर्सेनल के एक्चुअली कितने फैंस हैं इस चैनल पे. शेम भाई, शेम. But yeah, man, we'll put. Is it double D or is it single?
Sorry?
For Maddison, is it single D or a double D?
Double D. Double D, I-S-O-N.
Single S or double S?
Single S. Yeah. It's funny that we have Son, Richarlison, Maddison. I think these three players will change things for us. Yeah.
बट नहीं यार, आर्सेनल के चैनल पे आर्सेनल का प्लेयर हार गया भाई. शेम भाई. आई वाज थिंकिंग इट विल बी 6 आर्सेनल प्लेयर्स एंड 5 स्पर्स प्लेयर्स, बट दिस इज व्हाट आई डिसाइडेड कि यार अगर हम ऐसे कुछ रखते कि राइस या बिसूमा में से कोई कर लो एंड एवरीथिंग, तो शायद से अलग होता. बट नहीं, आई वांटेड टू कीप इट. हाँ, एमरसन, बिल्कुल सही, एमरसन रॉयल.
एमरसन, यस, आई टोटली फॉरगॉट अबाउट हिम.
And I think, yeah, man, no, good. It's a fairly decent team. अगर हम अपने आप को थोड़ी देर के लिए इधर से हटा दे, it's a fairly good team. I really enjoy it. I think it's a decent team. कुछ of course absentees हैं. I think Udogie not being there is a travesty, but that is my travesty. And
but like probably you would also want to have Martinelli there instead of Kulusevski. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, right. So I think it balances out.
Hmm.
I think so,
Yeah.
and it's a fairly strong team. Like
Yeah.
you can probably argue that you would want to keep somebody else instead of Romero,
Hmm.
or you would want to argue that uh, like you would want probably put Gabriel Jesus instead of Son. But
Hmm.
the players that we have chosen, that we both will agree that these are the
Yeah.
better players in those positions when it comes
Hmm.
to uh,
Mhm. Mhm.
from both of our teams. So
Hmm.
pretty much very sporting decision.
या नो आई क्योंकि हम लड़ते रहते तू बोलता कि ये प्लेयर इसलिए ऐसे खेला है वो प्लेयर ऐसे खेला है आई थिंक अपार्ट फ्रॉम बीटिंग यूनाइटेड हमारी टीम्स still gone a little different way. I think beating United is
Yeah,
the only common factor that we have this
yeah,
season. All right, Alok, before we part,
yeah.
predictions. What do you
Uh,
think will happen from the game? And you don't have to be humble. You can still say
yeah,
5-0 to
I'm
Spurs.
not going to be. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going to be.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3-1 to Tottenham. We do
Ooh.
have good attacking prowess.
Yeah,
Uh, your defense, I wouldn't say shaky per se, but it's
mm,
not look impenetrable. Where
that is true to an extent.
where
But yeah.
we
Mhm,
can't break that. ऐसे कुछ
mm,
नहीं लग रहा है मुझे.
mhm,
We feel कि if Madison clicks,
mm,
and he is more likely to click than not, right?
mm,
If Madison, and if you let Madison have that free role in that in the front of the attack,
mm,
uh, I totally see us coming with all 3 points,
mm.
and it would be such a great decision for us, man. I can't. So,
I
guys,
I
I will be in the
um,
screening. Okay,
mm,
Manas might be joining me in this for the screening. He's yet to confirm. He told me he only asked, and then he said that yesterday he said that Sunday morning I will confirm. We are about 120 people coming together in Mumbai in a pub
mm,
to watch the game together. I'm planning to vlog uh, this entire screening for the
mm,
first time, which I will put on my channel. Like I will do
mm,
like right from, so like I told you, right, my house is like 1.5 hours away from where I go for the screening. So it's actually like a
mm,
match going ritual for me कि
mm,
उठो, अपना अपना जो सुपरस्टिशंस होते हैं वो करो, ट्रेन से जाओ, वहां पे पहुंचो, देन प्री, अभी आई एम ऑफ अल्कोहल, तो
mm.
प्री मैच बूजिंग, फिर चैंट
Uh-huh.
स्टार्ट गोइंग, एंड देन लाइक
Uh-huh.
especially when it's Arsenal, like North London is ours, North London is ours, and like
Mm.
all of that, and even that, like when I was just a little boy, and all of those
Yeah, yeah,
chants
yeah,
start
yeah,
coming in, right? And then the match starts, and then like beer glasses fly in the air when we
yeah.
score. So I want to vlog all of that only for the
Cool.
people. Like I was on the Mohak joined me on my channel a few days back,
Mm,
and we both just spoke about that he used to go to a lot of screenings in Delhi for
mm,
Delhi United,
mm.
and he just asked everybody who was there in the chat tabhi, कि if you have never gone to a screening, that's the closest that you can have to a proper stadium experience in
Yeah,
India,
yeah,
staying so like thousands of miles away from actually
yeah.
the clubs that
Wha-
we love.
One thing I'm really gonna miss is that every North London derby ना I've watched at a pub, either in India,
Yeah,
either here, इधर भी मैंने देखा है. I
yeah,
watched with
yeah,
friends. This is
yeah,
gonna be tomorrow is gonna be the first time I am not watching an NLD. I'm gonna be sitting in my room watching it. But hopefully post game I can go out and celebrate. Yeah.
yeah,
Hopefully
yeah,
Arsenal gives me something to celebrate because I feel we are going to batter Tottenham at the Emirates and it's going to be a beautiful 3-0. सब कुछ हो जाएगा, सब कुछ टूट जाएगा, एंज बॉल फैंस बॉल गराज बॉल हो जाएगा, सब खत्म हो जाएगा भाई. We I just can't wait. I love it. I have said nothing on Twitter about Spurs अभी तक, ठीक है?
yeah, yeah,
Because I
yeah.
am waiting. I am collecting ammo. I am collecting all the videos of Anne saying hello mate. ठीक है, आई एम कलेक्टिंग ऑल द इंटरव्यू से स्टेटमेंट्स, कलेक्टिंग ऑल ये सारे कौन जैको स्पर्स एंड लूका टीएचएफसी. आई एम देयर. आई एम कलेक्टिंग एमो. अगर हार गए तो ठीक है, डिलीट ही मार रहे हैं, मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट अगर जीत गए आई विल बी अ मेनेस. आई विल
Yeah,
फ्लड योर ऑनलाइन सिस्टम्स to the point you will never forget this North London derby defeat भाई.
yeah. I'm
3-0
gonna
to
mute you.
Arsenal.
If that
मेरे को
happens, I'm
म्यूट
gonna mute you.
कर मुझे म्यूट कर लो. नहीं यार, आई एम I am hoping for a solid win. I am hoping हम एक अच्छी खासी win register कर लें, because I think expectations. I think we come to this match with different expectations. Okay, I wanted to ask you this because I saw this on another podcast.
Yeah.
Do you think the pressure is more on Arsenal or on Tottenham?
Yes, definitely. See, you are in the 5th season of your project.
Hmm.
You have added. Arteta can't complain anymore that I haven't got these players. I've gotten that player. He's gotten everything. He's spent enough money, right?
Hmm.
You've gone for the title last season.
Hmm.
Tottenham, revolving
Fresh
door for
start.
managers for the last
Yeah.
4 seasons, right?
Hmm.
Our talismanic player has left,
Hmm.
who was a sure shot goal scorer in every NLD.
Hmm.
NLD is there, you put like blindly put money on Kane to score, right? So a much younger team than yours
Yes.
currently, like
Yeah.
in case of like average age, right?
I think
Won't
so.
say much, but like definitely like
Yeah.
slightly
Okay.
younger, right?
I think we also got younger. एक बार check
Yeah,
करते हैं. हाँ
yeah.
बोलते रहे.
Then a lot of inexperienced players when it comes to Premier League. Udogi, Van de Ven, Sar, Solomon. Solomon had a loan at Fulham, but he didn't play much, right? Brennan Johnson, Nottingham Forest, thoda bahut khela hai last season, but I think his big
You are
time is
24
right
and a
now.
half years of age average.
Yeah, yeah.
We are 24.1, so we are younger.
Okay, you are actually younger. Okay. Yeah,
Youngest is Burnley, 23.8.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's what it's gonna come down to, mere khayal se. Who wants it more? You have, like, I saw one nice tweet today. Like, somebody said that they had put in a video of Tottenham fans celebrating after the Sheffield game, and he used a nice analogy there. He said that there is a flower sprouting at Tottenham currently, and we have to crush it before it blooms, right?
Yeah,
And
this is the time you can give Tottenham and a very good Real, because बताओ क्या है आलोक, मैं
Yeah.
आज I think सुबह की स्ट्रीम पे भी मैं निधि भाई के चैनल पे था. We
Yeah.
said if Spurs beat Arsenal
Yeah,
and they get, and since it's at home against Liverpool, if you beat Liverpool,
yeah,
everything shakes up. I
Yeah.
think teams teams see you very differently. We take you very differently. And to invert the wing कह रहा है, I think you also end up going for the title. It won't
Yeah.
surprise me. Of course, everything is premature for us, for both of us,
Yes,
title talks and
yes,
everything.
yes.
But there is
Yeah,
expectation कि Arsenal ने last season challenge किया. You're right. इस season भी challenge करेंगे. And how do you challenge for the title? I think there are two things to challenge for the title very effectively. One is to beat Man City,
yeah.
or at least
Or
not
you
lose
beat
to
everybody
them.
else.
And no, I won't even say or, and you beat your closest rivals. I think United जिस फॉर्म में थी, एज इन लाइक डिसरे में थी, वी टुक फुल एडवांटेज ऑफ यूनाइटेड बीइंग इन डिसरे, एंड उनका चैलेंज, एटलीस्ट आई वोंट कंसिडर देम राइट नाउ टाइटल चैलेंजर्स. फॉर फोर्थ फिफ्थ आई डोंट थिंक इट्स कंप्लीटली आउट ओवर फॉर देम. डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट द नेक्स्ट फ्यू गेम्स आर. बट अर्ली यूनाइटेड के साथ मैच हुआ, आपने जीत कर ली, यू गॉट योर 3 पॉइंट्स अगेंस्ट यूनाइटेड एट होम, जॉब डन. नाउ इट्स स्पर्स का टाइम, एंड स्पर्स भी they look good. They are in attacking mood, positive vibes and everything. The analogy is perfect. If there's a flower blooming right now, it is the time to crush it before it becomes a very, very big nuisance for you. So yeah, I think we are playing Spurs at a good time for both of us. Your team is flourishing, our team is flourishing.
Yeah.
I wish हमारी teams सब पूरी injury free होती, so we could go toe to toe. But कोई बात नहीं, injuries are a part of the game. I am
Yeah,
really looking forward to this, and I'm hoping at the Emirates that tradition continues. We beat Tottenham
Right.
again.
Yeah. And the only thing I'm hoping for, and I'm pretty sure of after a very long time with it, it's going to be a good game for everybody. For
Oh yeah,
Tottenham fans,
100%.
Arsenal fans, irrespective of the result. Even if we lose, okay, let's just say we lose tomorrow, which is let's just say a 33% chance, right? Looking at
Okay.
it. If we lose tomorrow, I wouldn't be disheartened. Like last season, losing against Arsenal, because that was one of the only things that we had in our hands, right? We had absolutely nothing to look forward to. Now, even if we lose, we know that we're gonna lose while trying to beat you. and
I
not
think,
trying
yeah, I
to
think that's going to be
not
the most
lose against
important
you,
thing. You would want to
right?
give a good account for yourselves, but ऐसा नहीं
Right.
होना चाहिए कि you were outplayed and everything, or
Yeah,
your
yeah,
players didn't give it try or everything.
exactly.
So yeah.
So
Hmm.
that's what I'm like really thankful for कि
Hmm.
एक ऐसा मैनेजर आया है जो हमें चांस दे रहा है इस फिक्चर में आने के बाद,
Hmm.
right? But whatever happens, man, like my T-shirt says,
Hmm.
Tottenham till they kill me. My my handle says Tottenham till I die, but my T-shirt says Tottenham till they kill me. So, uh, what,
No.
like you still like we've seen this time and again. You never know what Spurs turn up in these games. But I think उस दिन जब आप बाबा के साथ स्ट्रीम पे थे, I think there was Nidhi, you and Baba had a stream together that day.
Hmm.
तब हम टॉटनहम के बारे में भी बात कर रहे थे, गेम वीक 6 के बारे में, कुछ गेम वीक 5 का कुछ रिव्यू चालू था, आई थिंक, इफ आई एम नॉट
Hmm.
रॉन्ग.
Hmm.
तब आई पुट इन दैट कमेंट इन द टेक्स्ट दैट शेफील्ड यूनाइटेड के साथ जो हमने मैच जीता आफ्टर गोइंग 1-0 डाउन, Tottenham in the Premier League era has won their 100th game after going 1-0 down. Only team to have won the game after going 1-0 down more times is United at 103.
Hmm.
So it's not as Percy as you think that we have
Mhm.
actually
Mhm.
been that team that who can come back very strongly.
Hmm.
And one thing, जो आप like when what you were saying, Nidhi, sorry, I mean Daksh, के the game might open up after you score. I think the game is going to be opened up right from the beginning. That's the change in
Hmm.
Tottenham.
I think both teams will try their best to assert themselves early.
Right from the beginning, right
Yeah.
from the kickoff, I think
Hmm.
we both are gonna go at each other to score that first goal to put the pressure. But
Hmm.
that first goal is not important to open up the other team.
Mhm.
But I think the first goal is only important to have that advantage going into the
Hmm.
like the rest of the game. That's the only
Agreed.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it will be a high scoring game or a KG game?
I want it to be a high scoring game. I really
Hmm.
want it to be. I've missed those times when Tottenham had like used to
5-2
like
again?
in Tottenham's favor. Definitely, I would love that. I'd give my right hand off for that. But realistically speaking, agar if you give me a point, if you today give me ke Alok, you
You
have
won't
only two
win it.
options.
There'll be a
Either you
draw at
lose,
the Emirates. You'll
yeah,
take it.
yeah. I'd take a draw. I
Hmm.
definitely take a draw because we have the history at Emirates कि हम नहीं जीत पाए बहुत टाइम से. It's a juju, right? So I'll take a draw definitely. But
Hmm.
heart says that Tottenham should win. 3-1 is my prediction, and I hope we
Hmm.
we show you that North London is white. When
Hmm.
it snows, it's always white, man. London is
Hmm.
white.
And I hope the only reason North London is white is because Arsenal fans cum their pants when we beat you 4-0. But apart from that,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, अभी धक धक हो रहा है मेरा अंदर. कल
Yeah,
सुबह मैं
yeah.
उठेगा. I was like, oh no, this is real. We play Tottenham tomorrow, bhai, and
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I will do
yeah,
everything to
yeah.
get God's
I just want Madison to score the penalty like Van der Vaart and do this.
favor. Once it's 6-1, I
It
won't
will.
care. It's all right. But no,
But
yeah.
yeah, man,
Thank you
it's
so
going
much.
to be a
Yeah.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks, Alok, for coming at 1.5 hours
Thank you
again.
so
Thank you,
much, man.
everyone, man. More than 100
Thank you
people this time.
everyone for voting Madison in. You know you are real.
Shameful.
You know ball. You know Madison is better than Odegaard. You know Tottenham's better than Arsenal today.
मैंने तभी प्रिडिक्शन वाला पोल नहीं डाला कि who will win क्योंकि I can take Madison being ahead of Odegaard on account कि people love football and all. Oh, if Arsenal loses the poll on my channel, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, but guys, also only 27 subs left for 1,000.
Oh,
अगर कल का
let's go,
होने
guys.
से पहले, अगर आप जितने भी लोग देख रहे हैं, अगर आप में से जिन्होंने सब्सक्राइब अब तक नहीं किया हुआ है, अगर आप दक्ष मेरे साथ कल मेरे चैनल पे रहेगा लाइव, we'll have others also to join, and we'll just not discuss North London derby, but we'll discuss overall the beauty of
Oh,
derbies in the
football
Premier
sucks
League.
this weekend except the NLD, भाई. बाकी सब लोग
I,
टाइम पास में.
या बट जो भी बचे हुए हैं प्लीज कर दो, क्योंकि फिर कल हमारे जो स्ट्रीम शुरू हो जाएगा उसके पहले हमारे 1,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स ऑलरेडी रहेंगे. सो थैंक यू सो मच.
Yeah, subscribe to South Stand View. मैंने टाइटल डाला, sorry, चैनल डाला टाइटल में, and you can subscribe to us as well. Yeah, we're 80 subs away from
Oh,
10K, man. Uh,
nah, great
प्लीज
journey,
लाइक
man.
लेट्स
Last
गेट अस टू
season,
10K बिफोर द एनएलडी, बिकॉज अगर हम एनएलडी में हारे हो फिर तो 100% 10K हो जाएंगे, फिर तो 10.1K वो हो जाएंगे, मुझे पता है, ठीक है. आई डोंट वांट दैट बिटर स्वीट थिंग वेयर आई एम एटलीस्ट पर्सनल, एक पर्सनल गोल रीच हो गया, बट अगर आर्सेनल हारे तो फिर प्रॉब्लम है.
yeah.
होपफुली.
If we win and you're doing a watch along, just send me your link and I will join it from the streaming place and I'll just come and shout for
I will
like two
send you a
minutes and
link
then
if you're
go off.
winning also, my friend. I want it. सब करेंगे. Uh, but nahi yaar. Thank you so much
Yes.
for coming, all of you, man. 100 plus still here. Go
Yeah.
subscribe to South Stand View. He deserves 1,000 subs. आपको finally एक Spurs fan की representation मिल गई है. And if
Yeah.
that poll is to anything to go for, there
Mm.
will be a lot of interest in Spurs and Jana Lok's channel.
Yeah.
I look cute as fuck. Thank you so much and nevermore. See you all soon, man. Thanks, Dakshana Lok, for the live. Let's get both to 1K and 10K. Great stuff. Thank you, Karthik bhai. Thanks, the mods. थैंक्स जिन्होंने भी कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है. अनिर्बन ने जो मेंबर बने हैं 2 मंथ्स के लिए. आर्सेनल विल ह्यूमिलिएट स्पर्स 4-0 माय प्रेडिक्शन. थैंक्स अनिर्बन. डोपा भाई, रेनिसु का कमेंट नहीं ले पाए, एंड लिली वाइट्स इंडिया, ऑल द पीपल हु आर मेंबर्स, कंट्रीब्यूटर्स, थैंक यू सो मच. विल सी यू ऑल सून. टाटा, बाय बाय.
Bye bye. And come on, you Spurs.
कम ऑन यू गाइस.